What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sitting in the boat like I always do, rigging up some tackle, and I had an idea to bring you guys a video on a couple different swim baits. But before we get into that, if you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. We're really trying to grow this channel, and I see all you new guys coming in, subscribing, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. So I appreciate all you guys that are new to the channel and all you that have been here from day one. I mean, I appreciate everybody watching all these videos. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the Cull Shad versus the MagDraft. You know, I was sitting here rigging up to get out on the water tomorrow, and you know, it's MagDraft season, so this is the time of year when they catch them. But the Cull Shad came out, I think, last year, and you know, these are two very different baits. So I want to dive in, give you some details on each, when I like to throw one versus the other, and just kind of go into a little battle of the baits and let you know which one I think's better for certain situations. So we're going to dive in and go over all those good things on the swim baits. All right, so the Cull Shad came out, I believe it was last year, 2023, I think. Somewhere right around Redcrest, you know, Berkeley released it, and they handed out a few to some guys, and they started catching them on it pretty good. So it was kind of let the cat out of the bag earlier. But immediately, as soon as you get the Cull Shad out of the package, you see how soft that tail is. So it's a honeycomb tail. You know, it's very... There's not a whole lot of plastic there. You know, it looks like a full-bodied swim bait, but it's very thin in actuality. You know, there's not a whole bunch of plastic in there. So it allows that tail to really kick. You know, it smells. It's got the power bait smell to it, so that may help you get a few fish. You know, one of the things I really like about the Cull Shad is the clip system. You know, that's one of the issues or complaints I have with the MagDraft, is a lot of times that hook comes out of there, but the Cull Shad has that clip right there that keeps that hook in. So that right there alone lets that hook stay in there better. And that's why I like to use this bait for more of my skipping applications. Whenever I'm trying to skip this under docks into tight places, that's when I really like to pick the Cull Shad over the MagDraft. You know, the Cull Shad seems to be a little more durable, so it lasts a little longer. It can handle getting smacked against a boat dock or getting, you know, against a pontoon or wherever you're trying to put this. But the downside to the Cull Shad for me is this bait has almost too much swimming action for what I'm looking for in this bait. So this bait is excellent for a fairly fast retrieve, keeping it close to the surface. But that MagDraft has the perfect little subtle wiggle and swim to it, so I think it's better overall in total open water swimming. But I really like the Cull Shad for that tight cover where I'm skipping, just mainly because of that hook clip in there. It doesn't allow that hook to pop out and kind of ruin your cast when you're skipping. You know, like I said, with that soft tail, the Cull Shad has a much bigger action, so that tail kicks very wide like that. And it has a much wider action than the MagDraft. You know, the MagDraft has a much smoother, I don't know if smoother is the word, much, if I could open it. The tail doesn't kick near as much on the MagDraft. You see, it just kind of has a little booty shake there. Not as much as the Cull Shad. You can see the difference just here in the boat. And that's essentially the difference in the water right there, is the Cull Shad is kicking a bunch and the MagDraft is just kind of wiggling. You know, he just kind of wiggles along and doesn't have a whole lot of action. So definitely I prefer the swimming action of the MagDraft, but you know, the MagDraft has its issues as well. You know, a lot of times you get a bait that wants to kind of run to the side a little bit and won't swim perfectly straight, and that's really just because of the whole design of the bait. And for me, I haven't really found a great fix. If anybody's found a great fix for that, drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you have found about the MagDraft. But you know, the hook holding system on the MagDraft and where the name comes from is there's a little magnet in there inside the bait, and that's what holds the hook up against the bait like that. But like I said, when you skip, hit the water, hit a boat dock, hit a pontoon, that hook likes to fly out, and then you're left with the hook dangling. One, it doesn't let the bait swim right, and two, it just doesn't look as appetizing because you got a hook hanging down below your swim bait. So that's where the MagDraft, I feel like, is the downsides of the MagDraft compared to the Cull Shad. But overall, here's what I've kind of come up with when I'm fishing these kind of baits. So if I'm fishing around tight cover, skipping, mainly skipping, if I'm trying to get this bait under docks, or I want to fish it faster, you know, that's the other downside of the MagDraft, is it's a very, very slow retrieve. I mean, you have to just crawl that thing to get it to swim perfectly. And, you know, it's very time consuming. So if you want to cover water fast, it's really not the bait. You know, you really have to slow down and fish that swim bait. So that's, again, where I pick up the Cull Shad. If I want to fish a little faster, and if I want to skip boat docks, you know, get it up under tight pieces of cover, that's when I'm going to pick up the Cull Shad, just mainly because of that clip, keeps the hook in there better, and this bait skips a little better just because it's a little harder and not as soft as the MagDraft, so it kind of skips across the surface a little bit better. But overall, this is a very good bait. I like both of these. This one, I would probably give this, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, it's a solid bait, and the only thing I really don't like about it is the wide swimming action. It's almost overpowering. It's too much swimming. I mean, if you ever look at a shad in the water or a natural bait fish, it does not have a big wide tail kick like that. So it doesn't look as natural as the little shimmy on the MagDraft. So the MagDraft definitely looks much more natural. So that leads me to the next option. If I got real muddy water, stained water, where you know those fish don't get a great look at your bait, I'd probably pick up the Cull Shad. But whenever you get in that nice clear water, and if you guys know me, I love fishing in clear water, that's when I'm gonna pick up the MagDraft. So just a couple scenarios on when I would choose one versus the other. The MagDraft, this is the number one situation I'm picking up the MagDraft, is just kind of going down the bank, flat banks, fish are up there getting ready to spawn, there's some laydowns mixed in. This is perfect for covering water on those flatter type banks. You know, probably even can fish it down the bluff wall. You know, it likes to stay high in the water column, but still, if the water's clear, they can see this bait a long way, come up to it and eat it. So overall, I give the MagDraft an 8 out of 10. I like the MagDraft better than the Cull Shad, but they both have their place. They both have a time and place, and I think you need both of them in your tackle box to be an excellent swim bait fisherman. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Let me know in your comments down below. Both of these are available right now at fishusa.com, so if you want to pick up some swim baits, some MagDrafts, some Cull Shads, anything bass fishing related, it's available at fishusa.com. One thing I forgot to mention about fishing both of these swim baits, and that would be the line that you fish it on. So the line size is very important in how fast this bait, or how close to the surface this bait wants to rise. So, you know, you may look at this bait and think, oh, this is a big swim bait, I need to throw it on heavy line, but I've found that's just the opposite of the case. I like to throw it on 15-pound line, 15-pound Seagar and VizX fluorocarbon, and generally like a 7'3" medium heavy rod, something that's not too long to allow you to skip the bait and get it in the tight cover, but you know, you still need plenty of backbone to handle those big fish. So that's kind of the setup I throw these baits on. But like I said, if you're looking to get any of these, they're available at Fish USA. Check the links in the description down below. Leave me those likes and comments down there as well. And we'll see you guys next time.